day today, guys. Very cool. I'm back to this project. I don't know if I've put this project on my page before, but we have one more month to finish this project. And we're in the part I love the most, which is the finishing stage. So today I'll be showing you some of the special features and things we've put in this house, because every project we do is bespoke. So it's literally what the client wants, so it takes us a lot of time. There are changes that happen and things like that. Last week, the client sent a new inverter person that he wanted to work on the project, and we have a really good relationship with this client, so we couldn't just like turn that down. So follow me as we walk into the project, and 1 month later, hopefully this will be a finished project. I don't like seeing the bamboo as well. I'm sure everyone's gonna be talking about that. But yeah, first is a sustainable material and part of the Green Building Council of Nigeria. So what we're trying to do is make sure we reduce carbon emissions and things like that by the year 2030. So it's one of the things we have to do, because the natural material, it can't decompose as well. But I really love when you use like steel scaffolds and all that. But anyway, this will be all down by next week after we're done with painting the top part of the building. So this is what I use every time I come into site. I just integrated my SketchUp here, so literally I can just look at the whole building and be sure that everything is going according to plan. That's that sharp edge. You can see that's that point right there as well. If you look at it, you can see the wooden finish on this side between the windows. You see that's the same thing we got there as well before we start painting. And you can look at the whole building and pretty much be sure that the exterior, like I tell you guys, exterior is not stressful for us. It's like easy work. The main job is inside, how people live inside. So first I want to show you guys these windows, right? So there's something special about these windows. These are one of the materials we brought in, and I know people have like people think like Chinese materials aren't good and all that, but it depends on the specifications you give to them, right? So we wanted a window that had the net, the burglary, and the glass. And the glass, we wanted it to be double-sided, double glazed, so that it doesn't allow sound and heat into the property. So we created one unit. So this is one unit, right? Your normal house, you have to finish all this and you come and break the wall and start putting in your burglary all around. Like, no, we don't want to do that. So you can see this is the net that we have here already integrated. After that is the burglary. I can show you, I'll attach the details of this drawing to you. You can see the burglary, and after that we have the window. You see, really heavy window. So think about that, like that's the power of design, of having an architect, of having design consultants work on your project. They understand the problems that you don't want to have, and they help you solve them faster. So I'll take you to another feature of this property. Another thing about this project that is special is the fact that everything is conduit. So all the ACs, we don't want to have any visible ACs. But that was a change that happened like midway through the project, because we had already made the points for all the ACs and done all the cabling and wiring. Then the client changed his mind. I wanted this VRV system, so we put them. We got a bill from Daikin at first that was close to like, how much was that Daikin bill? It was like 80 something, yeah, 80 something M. Then finally we did this with, I think, LG, or was it Hisense, and it came down to about 40 something. So it really makes your ceiling so simple, seamless, with the recess from all sides. We didn't want to do all this undulating patterns with the POP going up and down, just really flat. We have our media unit there, we have the dining area here, and with the gypsum ceiling as well. We didn't use the usual POP they mix with granite oil and all those things. I'm not saying it's bad, but you have to think about cleanliness of the site and ease of usage. So here with the gypsum board, you can see the frames that we had in there, and we put gypsum panels there, and it's so clean. Construction, finishing a house, building, architecture, interiors, it's all about just paying attention to details. Another thing is here, these are usual wall edges. Even in the construction of this property, we took a lot of time to make sure that all the walls were straight. But even after that, we still had to do some additional work. Like if you look at the edges here, we had to put in these wall angles. So these are angles, these are actually metal. So it helps you make sure that the walls are really straight before they come and screed them. So these are little details that your contractor, your builder, your architects wouldn't do, you understand, but we're doing because we understand the importance of these spaces for the people who are going to live in them. Another thing I think is important to point out on this site is the granites. Like I tell people, staircases are really high traffic areas. You don't want to be using tiles at all. So we've done the granites. This came from Joss already. So they've done the dulling and everything. So this is already ready as one unit. It's already been dulled, and we've put this staircase just to make it more anti-slip, And then these granite pieces are gonna go on the stairs, all through the stairwell. all through the stairwell is going to be full granite. So that's a very important thing that you have to consider when doing your projects. The staircase, you don't want to do tiles there, and sometimes wooden floor isn't also the best. I've done wooden floor on some projects, and the maintenance, I hate maintenance. I don't want to be doing maintenance. So when I'm thinking of building for a client, I'm thinking long term, and long term is always the most important. So welcome to the master bedroom, right? So I really love this space, huge space. This is the entryway. We have some shelves that will be there for him to put on his shoes when he's coming out in the morning, you know, and he plays some sports. So we have some of his sports accessories and elements there. Then this brings you into the master bedroom. When you come in here, we have a full wall here. I'll attach the design so you can see full wall for the bed right here. And this is his balcony looking into the front of the building. The client is a really security conscious person, so he wanted to be in a part of the building where he could see everything. And this was the best part we could create for him. From here, he could see everyone who's coming. He could see everything that's happening towards the gazebo. And if he goes into the bathroom, he could see everything that's happening on the other side of the house as well. We've wired the house for the smart connections. Cat6 cables are all intact, coaxial as well. We've put in the earth cables through every point, and that's all you need when you're doing a smart connection. Rather than there are no 1.5 mm cables in this house, because we always think about usage, right? You can think you use a 1.5 or 2.5 mm because someone's going to connect 1 or 2 sockets, but what if that person uses an extension box, and that's what happens, and it overloads and then fire, God forbid. So we try to use a step higher than the usual. So coming into the walk-in closets, we have a walk-in closet here. We have one on this side and we have another one on this side. We tried to do something different because most walk-in closets, I noticed when I go to developers' places in Nigeria, they have no windows, you know, so decided to put a window here, something horizontal, and the cabinet that's here is going to stop right at this point. So something different, and we have another cabinet above as well. And coming into the master bath, like really large, really large space. If you come in, we have a huge like rain shower here. So everything's already set. The shower is going to drop from the ceiling here into this point, you know. We have already done the tiling. We try to keep it simple. The client isn't someone who likes things that are loud. He told us that from the very first day we started this project. We have the WC here. You can see it's going to be wall mount. So everything has already been done in the wall already. We put the tank before we did the tiling. So everything's already here. We got all the materials already. The sanitary items are already in our store. So all we need to do is when it's time, we're going to bring them here and install. Then we have our drainage. You can see we use this type of drainage here, which is much better than the usual drainage, the small one. This guides everything towards one point. And then we have his basing on this wall. So we have the extractor point there as well. That's always important. No matter how many windows you have in a space, you must have an extractor. It helps suck out the smell and bad air there. So it's pointless to tile and put the wooden floor. I see some people do that. Like, you're stressing the client. You're giving him like too much cost to pay. All you need to do is get the floor smooth. We have another level of treatment we'll do after this. And then you place this, you know, and then you can just click them together to the next one, and you know, it's durable, it works as well. You don't have to tile every space, but if you want to tile, like, fine and good. Every client's different experience. We noticed that when you're doing a house, especially when it has 2 floors, you have to have a kitchenette on the higher floor, because you don't want anyone that wants to go and get something as little as like cornflakes or like golden ones go all the way down to the kitchen and climb back upstairs. Like, my house is 2 stories. I'm stressed every time I have to go down and come back up, you know. So we had to do a kitchenette here. So this is a flexible space. It could evolve to become something else as, you know, the family grows. They currently have 2 kids. We're looking at them having 4 kids in the future. That's what the client told us. So we planned for that. So we have a kitchenette here, and then we have a box room. A box room is very, very important for families. Nobody thinks about that, but where do you keep your boxes? Where? Are you going to keep them under your bed? Are you going to keep them inside your wardrobe? Like, you're losing space. So we always create a box room so you could store a lot of things and keep your house decluttered. Last floor, like I told you, this project was designed to be flexible and designed for a family to grow into. So we're coming into a huge terrace space, but before I show you that, I'm going to show you, this is the inverter system. We had to work closely with them to make sure it's somewhere where it's not just going to be obnoxious. So we put it on this floor. The whole system is going to be here. And then we're going to have a grill that's going to cover it just to help with ventilation. It's not going to be fully covered, but it's going to have like louvers. Come with me. And then this is the terrace, right? If you remember from the design I showed you earlier, we have like some metal grills that are coming all the way, going to cover up this area. So this is literally like a private area, a place where he could host parties, he could host events, he could bring people to his house, you know, to just chill, have a relaxed, be in a relaxed spot and have a nice view, you know. Like this place overlooks the whole of Abuja. Like down there is Aso Rock. If you look down there, that's Aso Rock, you know, that's the Millennium Tower that right there, and that's the World Trade Center. So it's a really strategic location and beautiful place as well. So there are two things that I want to talk about this terrace area. Is the first thing is you'll notice that we don't have any pipes. We're not doing any pipes on the body of the building. All of that is already integrated into the structure, you know, into the drainage. So we're not having pipes that will be hanging on the building. And then this area is also, like I told you, we want the family to be able to grow. So in the event that they need an extra room or they need an extra 2 rooms, you know, we could collapse the kitchenette and the box room into 1 room, and then this area we could create a new wall because this place is already structurally integrated. So all we need to do is just put up a new wall, do the roofing, and you have another room. Do the same thing on that area, you have another room, and then you could reduce the balcony as the family grows. So when thinking about building, thinking about constructing your home, it's always important to think about usage. And that's why you must work with an expert when you're thinking of building, when you're thinking of renovating your home, because they will understand your vision and translate it into reality. Nobody can do that other than an architect. And who are the best architects? True. We're taking the structure down. We haven't taken this down yet. But we have the BQ here. We had to change the orientation of the BQ so it's not facing that, to give the client a bit of privacy. So this is facing the west fence. You come in here, go left to 1 room, and you go right to another room and from there. So and that's the kitchen there. So that's the kitchen. And then beside the kitchen, we have an outdoor kitchen as well, an external kitchen for the workers, the people who work in the house to use, you know, so that the client and his wife, they use the main kitchen. So we already done the piping for it. It's literally an U-shaped kitchen with all the things that they need here. And then right beside it, we have a service room for the maid that will be taking care of the kids and all of that. So she has her own part of the house that's separate from the BQ and separate from staying inside the house, because they wanted only the family members to be living inside the property. That's what I tell clients all the time. Like, see, a real estate company, development companies, they don't have your time. They don't have that time to be changing all of these things. Not even about change. They don't have the time to pay attention to all the details that you want, all the little details, to understand how you live and to make that become a reality. They just want to give you your 4 bedrooms or 5 bedrooms terrace with all the rooms intact and, you know, sample standard finish, and then you have to live with it. So that's why you have to work with architects, you have to work with design consultants, people who are really invested in your well-being and also thinking about how you are going to live comfortably for the next 10, 15, 20 years of your life. So today has been, so catch you guys on the next one.